not taking my eyes off you. 3 days later.
Hey, SpongeBob.
Hi, Patrick.
Fuck your life! Bing bong! Bing bong! Fuck your life! Bing bong!
Hey, where do you store those? Shh. Damn, our boy really got lost in the void. It's like his soul took a smoke break. What do you think he's thinking about? I bet you $5 as soon as he's done buffering, he's gonna tell us a story that he's told us like 40 times. Nah, I bet you it's one of those times where he has like a huge realization and then he goes on to tell us about this huge random theory that he has that may or may not be correct. All right, you're on. You know, I was just thinking about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's movies are basically just like longer what if episodes now. Yes, pay up. Okay, but can we just appreciate that catch? Dude.
Oh, yeah! Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Have you ever had a dream that you had?
Nope.
I never been with a bed.
One eye open when I'm...
Look, if you're boring, just say that.
Hey, do you remember the last time we were here for that Christmas party? I'm sorry? Oh, I'm talking about that Christmas party last year. Christmas. You look kinda... Are you okay? I'm sorry, there are so many competing sounds that I can't understand anything you're saying. Like, your mouth is moving and I can hear the words, but they mean nothing amongst the flood of information coming at me right now. The complexity and layers of noises and the movement of people around our table. I feel like I'm lost and panicking and trying to look like I understand, but I really don't. Okay, what helps? Can you block out the noise? Yeah, actually, hang on. This is much better, but you're gonna sound pretty quiet too. Better than you panicking.
This one's gonna sound like a weird one. If you have ADHD, I have a question for you. What do the bottoms of your feet look like? Here's mine. Now, if you're sitting there and going, psh, my feet are fine, how them cuticles looking there, champ? Did you know that skin picking is a very common comorbidity to ADHD? It's true. It's a thing that happens. I compulsively pick at the bottom of my feet. I've done it since I was a kid. But until I got diagnosed with ADHD, I didn't know that a lot of people with ADHD deal with something called body-focused repetitive behaviors, or BFRBs. Skin picking, nail biting, pulling at your hair, biting the inside of your cheek, even picking at your nose. All of those are body-focused repetitive behavior. And if you have ADHD, it can be really hard to stop. It's a nice little combination of impulse control and then the dopamine of like actually doing the picking. I think it's really interesting because this is like something that I've dealt with my entire life, but I've rarely ever heard it contextualized with my ADHD. So this is one where I did the research so you don't have to. The more you know.
There seems to be a small mountain of random items in the middle of your living room. Yeah, I was looking for some zinc lozenges. Once I started taking things out of the cabinet, I couldn't stop because I saw some medicine that expired 7 years ago, and I was like, I better get rid of this. Then I saw how dirty the bottom of the cabinet was, so I decided to take everything out and clean the surfaces. Then the hyperfocus took over. I ended up emptying every single cabinet, and I was surrounded by a radius of random stuff, which I then moved into one pile here because it seems less overwhelming that way. Now I need to spend the next 4 hours sorting through this, hoping that I don't run out of this burst of motivation.
My ADHD kitchen. Everything visible. Even fridge things. The door. Inside. Visible. And mostly labeled. It's not pretty, but it helps. Everything in clear containers. Easy to get to containers, lids and bowls. Easy setup smoothie station because it's too much work normally. Random reminders. Cute things to trick myself into cooking instead of ordering food. Google screen to set timers that I won't forget and shows a slideshow of scam. Easily accessible cleaning things. Organized. LMK, what else I should try?
hobbies costing you too much money? Well, here's 3 more cheap or free ADHD hobbies.
Just make sure to wash your hands after the last one or it'll like ruin your marriage.
First up, harmonica. Super cheap, hours of fun, makes you feel like a cowboy, is great. Next up, we've got the cube! They're like $10 and they'll always make you look smart in front of your friends. The easiest method is called the cross method. I highly recommend looking it up. Now this last one is some pretty serious high-octane ADHD hyperfixation, so if this is above your pay grade, just keep scrolling. It's called Torodango.
Can somebody please tell me if I'm pronouncing that right?
It's the Japanese art of making a little sphere out of mud, and then slowly building up progressively finer dry dirt on the outside until you get a really smooth, even shiny, perfect little mud ball. This was my best one. And even when you mess them up, they still look pretty cool. I mean, come on, looks like you're gonna find Luke Skywalker on there. And it's fun to experiment with different kinds of dirt to get different colors. And of course, there are some people who get really, really good at it. My process for doing this is far from perfect, but let me know if you want to see it and follow for more.
One of the things that I don't think we spend nearly enough time talking about in conversation with ADHD is the amount of time that we waste because of our brain's inability to hold on to things. For example, I just spent the past 15 minutes looking for my keys, dug through my purse, tore the whole car apart, and I'm freaking out because I cannot find my keys. But I knew that I had my keys because I'm in the parking lot of the mechanics, and so therefore I got here somehow, so my keys have to be here somewhere. It was only after 15 minutes of looking for my keys did I realize I'm in Eric's car. I don't have my keys because I'm not driving my car. Eric's keys were in the ignition because Eric's car is a turn car and my car is a button car. But because my brain has gotten so used to my system of habit, I come in, set the keys down on the seat, push the button, start the car. I literally trapped myself in a parking lot for 15 minutes because I forgot what fucking car I was driving.
Why are you so bitter about late diagnosis? I mean, you still seem to be successful. Imagine for a moment that you drive a crappy 1989 Chevette, stick shift. And every time you get in your car, it is guaranteed that at least 2 things will go wrong. Sometimes you get off easy and it's just that your window won't go down or the trunk won't close. But sometimes it's a flat tire and a transmission leak. Okay. But after a few years of this, you start carrying a full collection of tools in your car every time you leave. But over the years, you've gotten a reputation for being late and irresponsible. Now, after 30 years, you become an expert. You could rebuild that car from nothing. Does that mean that when your axle breaks in half, you're not going to be late to work? No, you're still going to be late to work. But less of those big things are going to happen, and you may not be as late as you would have been. But as far as you know, everyone drives Chevettes. Because when you arrive late to work and you say, sorry, I had car troubles, people respond with, yeah, everybody has car troubles, but everyone still manages to make it on time. So one day you pull aside your coworker and you say, hey, how come you're never late to work and you never miss any deadlines? And they say, I don't know, I just do. And you say, well, doesn't your car always break down? Well, yeah, we all have car troubles, but then we just get it fixed and move on. Don't you have tools? Yeah, I have tons of tools. Well, maybe your tools just aren't good enough. So you keep shopping around for new tools and you're like, I'm pretty sure I've tried all the tools. And I've tried them a lot. Then one day you come across an article about Teslas. And you go and you test drive a Tesla. And it runs like butter. Not only is it automatic, it's self-driving. And if anything goes wrong, they bring you a new Tesla until yours is fixed. And you find out that all those people who had said that everyone has car problems had been driving Teslas this whole time. You could have had a Tesla for 30 years that you were repairing that broken down Chevette. If someone had just said to you, why do you drive a Chevette? You should drive a Tesla. So yes, I'm fairly functioning. Yes, I'm fairly successful. But look at how much work it took to get here. How much more successful could I have been if I had put in that amount of effort with a Tesla? Here's the hardest part. I was lucky enough to come from a family who became experts at repairing Chevettes. Imagine not having that. And your only coping mechanism was to just go to the repairman every time. And you rack up way more debt than you can handle. Or you just keep trying to fix it because you can't afford a mechanic. And life gets so difficult that you turn to drugs or you just take your own life. Simply because no one told you that you're driving a Chevette and you could be driving a Tesla. So yeah, I'm bitter because I've lost friends to that. And as long as I'm here on Earth, I'm going to get as many people in Teslas as I can. Okay, I get it.
ADHD people, if you drink water, Yep, that's it, if you drink water.